What's up, my fellow anglers and fishing fanatics? Your old friend here, ready to dive deep into what promises to be an absolutely fantastic day on the water. Today, we're setting our sights on Australia, and the date is October 27th, 2025. If you've been waiting for a sign to drop everything and hit your favorite fishing spot, this just might be it. Spring is in full swing down under, and that means warmer waters, active baitfish, and hungry predators. We're going to break down everything you need to know to make your lines tight, from the weather and water conditions to the lunar influence and what specific species are ready to bite. Get ready for some actionable tips that will put fish in your net. This day is shaping up to be quite special, with a lovely blend of stable weather and rising water temperatures setting the stage for some serious action across many parts of the continent. Now let's talk tactics and target species, because knowing what's active and where to find them is half the battle. First up, my friends, the ever-popular Flathead. These cunning ambush predators are going to be super active in the estuaries and coastal areas, with the water warming up nicely into the high teens and low 20s Celsius in many coastal estuaries. Baitfish and prawns are really getting stirred up, and flathead will be right there to capitalize. Where to search for them? Target those shallow, sandy and muddy flats, especially where you find drop-offs and weed beds, particularly in the early morning and late afternoon. That's when they'll be lying in wait, ready to strike. For tackle, a light spinning rod with a 2,500 to 4,000 size reel, spooled with 10-pound braid, and a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader is my go-to. For lures, think soft plastics resembling prawns or small baitfish, like paddle-tail plastics of 4 to 6 inches. Work them slowly with a classic lift and drop retrieve. It'll be absolutely deadly. If you prefer bait, fresh pilchards, prawns, or strips of mullet fished on a running sinker rig will also do the trick. Next, let's move offshore a bit, or even to deeper inshore reefs for our beloved snapper. These coastal battlers are showing increasing activity as the waters warm up, schooling up and getting aggressive. Look for them on those inshore reefs and artificial structures, especially during the first few hours of light when they feel most secure. Focus on rocky reefs and deeper channels, particularly near coastal areas where water temperatures are rising. Their numbers are really picking up along the southern coasts. For bait, fresh pilchards, squid, or paternoster rigs with circle hooks are highly effective. If you prefer lures, soft plastics of 5 to 7 inches in natural colors, jigged gently off the bottom, or slow-pitch jigs can be incredibly productive. And for those of you in the tropical north, it's all about the magnificent Barramundi. The build-up season is in full swing, and Barramundi activity is exploding. The breeding season has begun, bringing big female breeders and smaller mature male fish to congregate around river mouths and estuaries to spawn. Inland waterways are also fishing at their peak, with billabongs warming up. Where to find them? You'll find them active around aquatic vegetation and broken timber during the day. Don't forget to try noisy surface poppers or trolling along moonlit patches of lilies in the cooler evening for some thrilling action. When it comes to tackle, a medium to heavy baitcasting or spinning setup is ideal. For lures, shallow diving hard bodies, soft plastics and surface poppers are all excellent choices. Remember to carefully release those bigger barramundi, especially the breeding females, to keep our fish stocks healthy. Now let's break down the conditions for October 27th, 2025 across Australia, starting with the weather. We're looking at a generally pleasant day across much of the continent. Temperatures will be comfortable, with daytime highs averaging around 22 to 24 degrees Celsius and dropping to 13 to 17 degrees Celsius at night. While much of Australia should see clear skies, a heads up for my friends in South Australia, particularly around Adelaide. You might experience some light showers lingering across southern regions with occasional cloud cover. Atmospheric pressure is generally stable, which is always a good sign for fishing, as it tends to make fish feel more comfortable and active. Winds will be light to moderate, generally southeasterly to southwesterly in some southern coastal areas, but nothing too disruptive to a good day on the water. Moving on to water temperature. This is a key player, especially in spring. We're seeing a definite warming trend across Australian waters. In coastal areas like Sydney, Expect temperatures around 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Brisbane will be even warmer, between 21 and 23 degrees Celsius, and Perth around 17 to 19 degrees Celsius. In the tropical north, waters will be significantly warmer, acting like a trigger for active feeding, especially for barramundi. This rising temperature boosts fish metabolism and gets baitfish moving, creating fantastic feeding opportunities. Now, for the lunar lowdown. On October 27, 2025, we'll be under a waxing crescent moon. It'll be around 5 to 6 days old since the new moon, with an illumination of approximately 28 to 36% and growing larger. In fishing lore, a new moon phase, or the days immediately following it, as the moon begins to wax, is often considered a favorable time. The decreased light can make fish more active during daylight hours, as they feel less exposed, and it can stimulate nocturnal feeders under the cover of darkness. Many experienced anglers, myself included, often find these phases lead to increased feeding activity. Overall, my friends, the biological activity of fish across Australia on this day should be quite good to excellent. We are firmly in the spring season, meaning warmer water, increased baitfish movement, and active fish metabolism. Many species are either actively feeding in preparation for or recovering from spawning. Barramundi are increasingly active, flathead and snapper are on the bite, and estuarine species like bream and whiting are responding well to the rising water temperatures and increased baitfish presence. The stable weather and warming water temperatures create ideal conditions for fish to be out and about, looking for a meal. So, based on all these factors, I'm going to give the fishing on the 27th of October 2025 a solid, good to excellent ACED rating across most of Australia. The combination of comfortable spring conditions, steadily increasing water temperatures, and the stimulating effect of the waxing crescent moon should put many species in a prime feeding mood. It's the kind of day where you should definitely drop everything and hit the water. Well, there you have it, my dedicated anglers and future fishing legends. I wish you all the very best of luck out there, tight lines and nippers and flappers. If you found this forecast helpful, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future fishing insights. And tell me in the comments below, what are your plans for fishing this week? What's your go-to lure or bait for spring in Australia? Share your observations and let's get a conversation going. Happy fishing, everyone!